The force surrounds us and penetrates us. It's what binds the galaxy together. You must unlearn what you have learned. Every aspect of your life is impacted by taxes, whether you know it or not. This podcast will help educate you and uneducate you. The latest clickbait tax trend. Is it accurate? This podcast is for regular people. It may be hosted by a CPA and certified financial planner, but it's not for us. Instead, this is a place where I can tell you about the time that I used tax law. Yes, tax law, to save a couple's marriage. Or using financial planning to stop a father and daughter from being estranged from each other. I'm Cecily Welch, the accountant you can understand. I help people navigate and understand the one thing that impacts every aspect of your financial life: taxes. Welcome to the Tax Translator podcast. Hey listeners, just so you know you're not crazy, yes, the Tax Translator podcast appears on 2 YouTube channels, Georgia Society of CPAs and Cecily Welch. Please subscribe in both places. It's just that us CPAs, we have to take continuing education, and so we'll usually take it on the Georgia Society of CPAs channel, but both are exactly the same. Do us a favor, subscribe in both places. Thanks. If your eyes glaze over when you hear the words tax planning, then you are in the right place. I'm Cecily Welch, the accountant you can understand. And as a CPA and certified financial planner, I know if you think anything about money, if you have any plans about money, you are ignoring taxes at your peril. So each episode here at the Tax Translator, we talk about why numbers are important, why taxes are important, and the stuff that your accountant should be telling you, but we're not always very good at translating it. So no English, no jargon. Let's get into it. I want to introduce my exciting, fabulous guest today. So when most people think of financial literacy, they're thinking about the math part. They're thinking that the math should work. It does it automatically. But as Coach CC will tell us, it's really about how you think of math. We ignore the mental part of getting the financial answers right. I want to introduce Coach CC Clark. She is I'm going to read this for you. Certified financial intelligence teacher, NIL money coach, former Division I athlete, high school business educator of 16 years, speaker, author, and founder of the Prosperity League. She works with student athletes and their families to build financial knowledge before the deals arrive, because once the money lands without a plan, the surprises are never good ones. And that's exactly why I wanted you on this show. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Your intro was really good. I was like, look at her. That was awesome. Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you are here. Talking about money is so important. And you are hitting people at the ages where they're starting to think about it, but they're still probably thinking about it in terms of, what can I spend? So talk me through what you see and what you keep trying to change.
What I'm seeing is crazy. What I'm seeing is the same thing that I saw when I was growing up, when I was a teen and when I was a student athlete. And I'm seeing that money is meant for spending. So when we get money, we spend it. Okay, so it's like even if you have some money left over, it's like, oh man, I got $5. Like, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it and spend it? And what I'm noticing is through our younger age, from 0 to 7, that's when we get really programmed about what money means in our younger years. And I'm seeing that nothing has really changed. If young people aren't taught about money, they're going to do the same thing that I did, which was every dollar that came through my hand, I spent it. And I'm finding out that's what they're doing as well.
So talk me through you. You said that's the same thing I did. So I am going to be very honest here. I am a typical accountant, so I do have notes. I know we're not supposed to do notes, but I got notes. I want to make sure I cover some stuff. I know just enough about sports to be dangerous. I watch, I enjoy periodically, but I'm not a fan. I don't follow. So I was like, oh, wait, D1? What is that? And where? I like watching the game, but that's all I know. So talk me through what you laugh at me. It's the truth. A little later, I'll give a little history of why we know each other and how we know each other. But I'm perfectly comfortable saying I don't know what I don't know. So talk me through the athletics and what you did and how you got to where you are.
I'm laughing at you because I'm thinking about you. You kept saying NLI when we first
Am I
met.
still doing that?
No, when we first met, you kept saying NLI, and I was like, name, image, and likeness, NIL. But that's what I got. I'm sorry, I started laughing at that. But
as you should.
Yeah, but sports is pretty cool, and sports changed the world really to me. And you think about a lot of our popular movies is sports. Mm-hmm. So what I did, I got a scholarship to play D1 basketball, Division I.
Oh, so Division I basketball. You were going to explain it.
Well, it's D1, D2, D3. It's D1 is like the best league. They got the most money, the best athletics, and then it just goes down D2, D3. Also with how many population of the school as well.
And so really the D1 population is really almost why the NIL started getting pushed, because it was really those athletes that are driving the school's financial acumen and the amount of money that's coming in, and they're the ones who they'll be in a video game and weren't getting any money, but I'm in a video game.
Yes.
So that's the D1. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's the D1 because that's what. So they have the best athletes, right? So the best athletes, they're gonna have the best games. Well, the best games, those are the games that people are gonna want to see, and they're gonna spend their money with. They're gonna get the best TV deals. They're gonna get the best brand deals and all of that. So D1 athletes are the better.
Okay.
Yeah, I played D1 at Sanford University. And I was actually on the first basketball team that they've ever had in Birmingham, Alabama, Sanford University. And so I went to go play there, and it was quite competitive. And because, I went from I'm one of the best teams on the players in high school to shout out to Start for High School, class of 1997. And so I get to college, and I'm like, everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? So so that's why I started in the college athletics and college sports playing D1 basketball. And so back then, though, we're still considered amateur athletes. Okay. Amateur athletes mean you do not get paid money. You can't get paid money. Now, what they're saying is, if you get a free scholarship, they're saying that you're getting paid in education. You're a student athlete. Student comes first.
Okay.
So you're a student athlete. No, you don't get paid, but you're getting a free education. Mm-hmm. So that was the trade-off. You couldn't get paid if people had jerseys with your name on the back. You could not get paid from the merchandise sales. If your likeness was in a video game, they got your number, your name, the character kind of looks like you, your likeness is in the video game, you could not get paid from that. So you got all of these people getting paid so much money, and a student athlete didn't get a dime of that money. Mm-hmm. But 2021 changed with that. It was like a lawsuit deal where the student athlete ended up winning, and so now they have switched it now to where student athletes can get paid from their name, image, and likeness.
So was that even on your radar, that was even a possibility sometime in the future when you were playing? Could you have even imagined that change happening?
That's a great question. No, never. Did not think that we would ever get paid, getting paid, I never even thought about that. So when we were going to play ball, 97, the thing was, you want to go to the NBA, you want to go to the league, NBA, and then they had just started the WNBA. Mm-hmm. So your goal was to go to the league to make the money. No one ever thought that student athletes can start getting paid. Now, I will tell you, okay, I'm just sharing. Sorry for y'all people that were doing this, but a lot of student athletes were getting paid, and their families were getting paid under the table.
Sure.
And so, but it was just unspoken thing, and that was illegal.
The open secret.
Yes.
Open secret.
Yeah. So you are aware of that?
I'm aware of open secrets, and not the specifics of how things happen, but we live in a capitalist world.
Yes.
Of course, you're going to look out for your family, yourself, in the best way that you can, in the steps that you can. My brother calls me, he's like, you are the hippiest capitalist I have ever met. I'm like, yes. And so that's also part of why I do this podcast and why I like to do what I do. I tell people, I am not your CPA. I don't want to be your CPA. because I can have conversations with you that I can't have with a client. It jeopardizes my license. I do not work for the IRS. Da, da, da. So there are things I'm going, talk to me. Just let's have a discussion. And let me tell you how to have that conversation with your professional advisor, how to phrase it. Because I could see I have no doubt that there was plenty of open secret ways of compensating strong college athletes.
Yes. And I don't see anything wrong with it. They're probably still doing a little bit of it today. But now they're able to disguise it as an NIL deal. So if they want to pay an athlete, and so the president is trying to he's writing a bill to get them to stop doing that as well. So they can't say that, oh, here goes $1 million for signing autographs at the car wash. Because they were, so they were trying to still slide it in there, but they just showing up to signing autographs or showing up at a camp, and they're still trying to give them these big money, but they're just trying to clean it through the NIL deal.
So NIL has been officially in existence for maybe 5 years?
5 years.
5 years.
June will be 5 years.
So from a tax law perspective, laws, money, 5 years is infancy. So I am positive everyone's still trying to figure it out. There's not enough settled law. It's constantly changing. And so even as I'm asking you the rules, I can imagine you're answering, well, today this is what you do. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
That is correct. And I'm glad that you're thinking like that as well, because it's been considered the Wild Wild West because things keep changing because of that. Like, it's super new. So, but I'm like, bro, y'all better get it while you can until you don't, I don't know if they're ever going to stop it or what kind of rules they're going to put in place. Each state has their own rules as well. So it is still the Wild Wild West, and because the coming up from the government, there's no real control over it. Like for everybody to do like the same thing. So I just tell people, y'all, you better get in right now where you can. Like even me, I'm still teaching them a lot of things that I teach about, how to manage their money and taxes and all. But these are skills that they can use far beyond sports when they get jobs and things like that. So I'm teaching them lifelong skills, but it just happened to deal with the NIL income that they're making right now.
And so, speaking of they're potentially getting a deal, I know you talk a lot about figure this out before the deal comes, because once the deal signs, there's only so much you can do. Can you give me a yay, this happened great story, and a oh my God, if you had talked to me beforehand story?
Well, let's start with me. Because, when I was a student athlete, I didn't have NIL deals, but I was making money. I was making a lot of money babysitting and tutoring. And about what I'm finding out is I made a lot of money doing that. Even one of the jobs I got after I graduated, it was an independent contractor. Well, student athletes, guess what? They're getting paid as an independent contractor. So I feel like any knowledge, the financial literacy, the knowledge that you need to have that before you get the money. Because if you get the money first and then trying to learn it, that money is gone. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm talking about every dollar I got was spent. I didn't even know anything about saving, investing. We got the Pell Grant, spent it. And this is what they told me when I got the independent contractor job. That's like, hey, Cece, so you're getting paid as an independent contractor. Like I was supposed to know what that means. They said, we're not going to pay any of your taxes. You're going to have to pay your own taxes. That's all they told me. So I was like,
what does that mean?
I was like, pay my own taxes. And I saw the hourly rate.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
You're
going to pay your own taxes.
Yeah, and I saw the hourly rate. I was like, I can pay my own taxes from what y'all paying me an hour. But I found out, that hourly rate was high enough so they don't have to pay half the taxes. So I have to teach that as well. So, usually if you have a W-2, you have a job, they pay half the taxes, and you get withheld the rest of it out of your check. Well, none of that happens with independent contractor. I was responsible for both halves, for all of it. I ended up paying the IRS for 7 years.
Oh, painful.
Because when the time came, I didn't have a system with my money, remember? Money was meant for spending. So, and let me tell you what happened, though. So I'm working a job. So after that, I ended up going to grad school, and I ended up getting a job. Well, they started garnishing my wages, which means I looked at my account, and I saw money was gone out of my account. And I was like, where is my money? And it's like, IRS garnishes. I was like, what does that mean? And so I had to call them, and I had to get a payment deal, and I ended up having to pay them back for 7 years with penalty.
Plus interest and
penalty.
penalties. And so you said a couple things. The first thing that I want to say is when you get a notice from the IRS, open it. I do this for a living, okay?
Yes.
I get a letter from the IRS. I've been doing this for 35 years. I get a letter from the IRS. I have heart palpitations. I go, now, mind you, it's usually just my PIN number.
Yeah.
But so I get it. But we see it and it goes in a stack.
Yeah.
And I'll open it eventually. and so open the letters. And you find somebody, a professional, to help you. And there's a whole nother conversation of how you go about doing that. The commercials are interesting. No, don't call somebody whose firm is called Get the Tax Monkey Off Your Back. So part of the challenge is the IRS is a government entity. They don't have money for marketing. So even when they shut down these different things, a new one just opens up. But anyway, point being, when you get something.
But check it out, Cecily. Open the mail. When the IRS sends them, open your mail, right? That's why I love mentoring young people. I didn't have mail. I was moving every year.
All the time. They can't find you.
So I'm like moving every year, and it's like you have young people, y'all, when you move, you have got to make sure you contact the mail services and get your mail forwarded.
I hadn't even thought of that because I'm thinking back to my college days. That is 100% right. Those 4 years, we were happy to get anything because you can't find me. I had a totally tangent. Sorry, I had a credit card opened up in my name that luckily the people were paying it, so it didn't hurt my credit. But randomly, they reissued a credit card because they went through a rebranding, and somehow the post office got it right and forwarded it to me. I was like, what the? No, I'm not. So it didn't hurt my credit because they were paying it. They just needed a credit card apparently. But I was like, what the? Because it was right after college, so I was moving.
Yeah.
So yes, open the mail. Make sure they can find you with the mail. But also when you were talking about when you're an independent contractor, you don't recognize how much in taxes you really need to pay. Because truthfully, people don't know this because they're working a job. You're paying two types of taxes. One of them, I just call it your invisible tax because no one remembers it.
Right.
The payroll tax.
Right.
That comes out of your check before you see it. It doesn't show up on your tax return. So you keep thinking about income tax.
Right.
But you are also paying the invisible payroll tax. And as an employee, as an independent contractor, you're paying your income tax. So even if you remembered that, oops, I got to put 20% to the side so that I can pay it on my own, you're not thinking about self-employment tax, which is when you're an independent contractor, that's the name that we call when you're paying your payroll tax. You're paying into the Social Security system. You're paying into FICA, the Medicare. So you're getting double hit and you don't know it. And like you said, these are young student athletes. They might not even know what it's like to get a W-2 either. So they're just like, what does this mean? Whatever, give me money, yay.
Yeah, give me money so I can spend it. And that's that's when the educational part come in. Is financial literacy, financial education is just so amazing. And so, but imagine now, back then we didn't have online communities where I could have asked questions or blah, blah, blah. So I've created a community. The Prosperity League is my community. So where young people, if they have questions or things like that, that they can come in the community and each other can like help each other out in that community as well, because you don't know what you don't know.
And the ability to ask without necessarily being so specific. So people don't talk about money in intimate terms. We talk about it in general. We hear a sound bite. You hear, well, John did this. Cool, I can do that. You don't know John's facts. And he's not going to tell you his facts. Why would you?
Right.
Why would you? So some place to banter about these things and hear questions that you didn't know you had. So part of what we want to talk about is the mental accounting we do with numbers. And so there's a reason for my Cheez-It props.
What you doing with them cheeses, girl?
So one of the newsletters that I wrote, self-plug, I do a LinkedIn newsletter, and one of them was talking about money personality and the mental accounting that we do. And I use Cheez-Its as my example because it's not about money, putting it in terms that people understand. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm always trying. Everybody, we're in America, everybody trying to lose weight. All right. So let's assume I am going to a wellness seminar or a nutritionist to help me out. And I'm also a numbers person. We know this. I am well aware that I like Cheez-Its. I should buy the huge box of Cheez-Its, put them in a baggie, and eat a baggie a day. I am well aware that that's financially what I should do.
Makes sense.
And I'm well aware that calorie count, that's what I should do.
Okay, so go to Sam's, put them in the baggie.
Exactly.
Okay.
Significant
In
cost
bulk.
savings. And
Okay.
it helps me. I got my portion size right.
Okay, I see where you're going here. Come on with it.
What that ignores is I go through all that, and then I go, ooh, I'm going to grab 2 baggies. Let me grab the 3rd baggie. I end up eating a huge box of Cheez-Its in 2 days. That's the dumbest decision anyone can ever make in their entire life. Saying that to say, because I know my personality, my money personality, how I consume, etc., I spend the money to buy individually packaged Cheez-It when I want it. I can't keep it in the house. I go get it. I do the same thing with my Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I know that it's not logical. I know that's not what the math tells me to do. But when we do the whole financial literacy part, so few people talk about that part of it. We just go, get the box, do this. I'm like, but that's not a fit for me. I'm going to constantly fail. Instead of going, in this instance, this is what you should, in this instance, it's not the correct money answer and it's not the correct calorie answer. But for you to get the correct calories when you want it, just go get it. And figure out how to save your money in other ways. That one in your lane. Figure out where your lanes are. But we spend so much time with, here are the rules.
Like
I
in
can
general.
imagine with young folks, that's perpetual. You're like, okay, I know these are rules, but wait, your family dynamic won't work if you do this. Or talk me through that.
This is so good. I feel my brain is going crazy because I'm like, we could have 4 or 5 different conversations off this whole thing you just talking about. So what we talk about, personal finance is personal.
Personal.
And when you go give general rules to people, and that's not this financial literacy to me is not a one size fits all, because why? We all behave differently and we all have different disciplines. So hold on, what's the question again? So I make sure, because I'm so excited. I'm like, let me make sure I answer her question first. I'm gonna go crazy on this.
How do you incorporate the people you educate? How do you incorporate their financial personality in what you're teaching them and how you're walking them through what they should be thinking about?
The first thing that we're gonna do is we have to take. I do a self-audit. So once you do a self-audit, even inside of that self-audit, you have to take quizzes. Like, they have certain quizzes out there that you can take to see what kind of money personality you have. Okay. So once you find out your money personality, then you look at the pros and cons, and you're going to be looking like, oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. If you don't understand your money personality, you're going to keep making the same mistakes. Okay, it's like you're just trying to you're going to keep getting the big box of Cheez-Its and thinking that that's going to fix your problem because you don't know your money personality. Once you know your money personality, now you know which financial systems you need to use. You see what I'm saying? So so first is the money quiz, and my favorite thing is you got to figure out your money story from childbirth. Like, were you taught money don't grow on trees? Were you taught to hate rich people? Were you taught there's a lack of money? You got to think back. What was your money story on what you were taught about money? Because I guarantee you, whatever you were taught about money, you're now living in it. Okay? So I want your audience to go think, what was I taught about money? So look at it. What did my parents say? What was taught here? And then look in your life and say, do you see any similarities? Because, for example, there's one guy where his parents, he said every time he looked in there, his parents was arguing, and his dad would hit the table anytime they're talking about money. The parents would be so angry, and so when he grew up, it was like, oh, when I get angry, I go spend money. But he didn't realize that until he went through he's like, oh, well, every time I get mad, I go shopping, I go spend money. And it's like, oh, when you put them together, so now what you know what your triggers are, you know what your money personality is, so now you can make different decisions. But sometimes we say, if you know better, you do better. But we don't always do better when we know better.
you have more of a chance to do better.
Yeah, more of a chance. We don't always.
You may not do it, but
yeah, but they always say when you know better, you do better. It's a more of a chance, but that doesn't always mean, because we have all these programmed behaviors that we
it's
have
not
to
necessarily conscious.
It's in your subconscious. You don't even know that you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but once you become more aware that you're doing it, now I can start making decisions to kind of with my brain to try to reverse the
Mm-hmm.
subconsciousness of the programming that I've got.
And knowing that you have to work at it. It's work.
It's work.
Like I don't know why I keep going back to the food analogy. But I was just talking about this last night there's a reason why they say it takes however long to develop a new habit and to break old habits. So I have an older brother, and I have a male cousin who we grew up next to each other. So in my mind, I grew up with two older brothers. When I say you can imagine what it was like with two boys in the house and food, oh my God.
Gosh.
You better eat it when it's there, because it's gone.
See,
it's not
it's
like
gone.
we had a food scarcity. This food scarcity is when they ate it all.
Yes.
So I always eat because food is there, because I'm scared it's not going to be there later, because the leftovers never made it into the refrigerator. So I would have 4 and 5 slices of pizza because they're going to eat it later.
Yeah. Wow.
I am 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't say my age, but I'm clearly not a kid anymore.
Right.
I still eat that way or think that way.
Wow.
And it's stupid. It makes no sense at all in my family dynamics for 40 years now.
Wow.
But some reason I have a hard time with leftovers. I got to finish. And it's not you should finish your plate. That was never the thing. It was like, it's not going to be here later. I haven't had that life, but it's stuck. So I have to consciously fight that. So the same thing with the money. Like, even when we recognize, oh, this is why I'm doing it, it's ingrained in what we're doing.
Yeah.
And you know what frustrates me? You were just talking about everything you did was geared around, we're going to be a consumer.
Right.
Where the world is going is pushing people to do that. We're talking about money, and we're talking about teaching young people. So let me explain how Coach CC and I know each other. So we both belong to a coaching organization where if you're going to try, you can't figure out everything, so let's go to the experts. And so we're both in this coaching organization. She's an author. I'm becoming an author, so it's about authors. And as we were talking and speaking about what we do, my son is an athlete. He's a young athlete. And so I said, oh, Coach CC, what should we be doing? Because this is a different world. This is a different world than when I grew up. Even what I did know about being an athlete, this is the whole thing. So I wanted to talk to an expert. But in that, teaching my son, who's 14, and I'm a numbers person, right? We got him one of the kid credit cards that is, I appreciate that this is being launched and it exists. But it is teaching you to be a consumer. And it drives me bananas. I actually got in an argument on the chat box and with the person because they kept trying to convince me that, oh, you can do this on the... No, you can't. And let me explain what I mean. It is fabulous. It tracks. Mm-hmm. Do I have enough money here? I can put it into savings. Yes. I can say this is for gaming. I can say this is for this. He's a referee right now as well. He's doing that sometimes. And so he's earning money. He just earned his first gaming system. Yay! But I want to not give him data. I want him to analyze the data. So I'm on their app because I'm the parent. We get to see the app, me and my husband. And I'm going, well, where are the analysis tools? And they said, well, he can see that I know what he spent today. That's great. I'm glad that he can do that. And he didn't spend out of that bucket. Great. I'm glad but I want to be able to say, for him to say, oh, I spent 50% of my money on gaming. I spent 20% of my money on snacks. To do an analysis. I'm not trying to tell him if it's right or wrong, but so he can see where his money is going. There's no such tool in there. And then I said, well, can I at least download it to Excel? No. What do you mean no? And then they acted like that was an unreasonable thought. I'm like, I'll do the analysis myself, or I'll show him how to do it. Can I get the data, download it? No. So all the tools that exist really are just data gathering tools. You still can't do anything with it. I'm like, that's step one. So we're still
Cecily,
teaching people, just make sure you're consuming and you don't overspend. That's all it is.
Well, Cecily, it's funny that you say that because, like I said, I used to be him. Well, we haven't talked about this. So your audience knows this is new. We haven't talked about this. I created a system and some tools for this. Kid you not?
I had no idea. Yay. Yay. Because I was mad. I won't even say who it was. I'm glad that the tool exists, and I'm glad that he has a card to take with him when he's traveling.
But that's good. What they're doing is great.
Yeah, but that's step one.
And it's basics. And what you were doing is they should have been listening to you, because the tools that I created, they can do the same thing. So this is what I found out. Okay.
I'm all ears.
Okay, it's having a system for your money. Like, so he's spending. We're like, okay, he's going to spend. That's what we're trying to teach him. But I teach you don't just only spend. So now, if you go to readyforthemoney.com, there's a calculator. In this tool, he'll put in how much money, his income. He'll put in his money, how much he made. And the tool would tell you, this is how much you can spend. This is how much you should invest. This is how much you should save. And then this is how much you can guilt-free spending on whatever you want.
This is your blow it money. Have fun.
It worked for me, because I found myself like, okay, you get the money, but it's like, but no one's telling me how much. And then they have that system, that general system, the 50, 30, 20 rule, whatever. So you have that general system, but that just tells me, I'm like, I still need more guidance and more discipline of how much to spend, because I kept spending out of my spending money.
I'm happy to brag about and say that it was very intentional. He was putting money in each specific bucket.
Okay, and so they have buckets as well.
They have the buckets.
Because that's my system, the 4 buckets.
He's got
system.
the buckets.
Right.
And he spent from the spending buckets, and he made the decision. We walked through it of, I'm ready to blow it. I've been saving up for this. Can I use my? It's like, you certainly can. It was a promotion. They don't call 8th grade graduation anymore, which I appreciate. They want to reserve the term graduation for high school. So it was 8th grade promotion.
I've always been a fan of that.
Yes. So other people contributed and got in the games, and he got the gaming system. So I'm happy about the buckets. It does do that.
Okay.
But what it doesn't do is, now that the analysis part of, let's pull it all together and look at what I've done all year or all
so
week.
So that calculator, the readyforthemoney.com, that free calculator, it does that for the buckets. But then I also have, it's a spreadsheet where you put in, I've done all the code, all the formulas for you. So he will put this is how much I spend, and then it'll tell you, I've already got it color coordinated everything. Are you over or under? So now you can analyze for each month. Am I over or under?
So those listeners who aren't watching the video, but they may be listening on Spotify, you can't see that I'm sitting here dancing.
Hey.
Like, yes,
that spreadsheet is amazing. And it's, at first, no lie, like for my students, at first it's intimidating.
I bet.
But how is anything? When you first played checkers, when you first did anything, like, it's intimidating at first, but once you get it, you got it.
I bet.
So you just input your numbers, and you can analyze, where am I? Am I in the green or am I in the red? And you can analyze it through that.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And it's visual.
Visual.
I've been trying to figure out ways to get money intelligence into people, and how to do that when everything is electronic. Because when it's designed to be electronic. It's designed for you to lose track of it. And the example I like to use is, we're different generations, but I think this is close enough that you'll understand. Way back when, arcades, right? Quarter to play a game. I had $1, I had $5, quarters. I knew how much this game was costing me.
Right.
Then arcades went to tokens.
Right.
But still, my token was still 25 cents. I knew what that was. Then they went to gaming cards. If you go to Dave & Buster's, any of these places now, I have no idea what's on my card or what it's worth, because the game says 117 points. What is 117 points? I can't equate that to how much money.
Right.
That's on purpose.
Yeah.
Even if you want to track what you're doing and paying attention to it, you can't, because the math purposely makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
No
switching it up,
whatsoever.
Coins and points.
And everybody going cashless, you can't even do the cash management part of, when my envelope is empty, I'm done.
Yes, like now the envelope system of budgeting, that's digital now. Because we don't have cash. No one's carrying cash like that. But yeah, and it's just like, what can we do about it?
Well, what we can do about it is people like you. So talk me through. So you're in high school trying to. For those who can't see the camera, she's brushing her shoulders off. Go on, brush your shoulders off.
Go on, brush your shoulders off. Go on, brush your shoulders off.
So talk me through. So high school, and
Woo!
your.
We just, before I answer any questions about this, audience, just know we just finished the school year and I'm out for the summer. And I just finished my 18th or 19th year. I'm losing track.
Oh my goodness.
And it was quite challenging. So just before I answer anything, y'all just remember that. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, and it's only been a week maybe.
And I've been on a cruise for a week, so I'm back to
trying to recover.
So I'm back to the real world with these high schools.
So the as I mentioned, that we connected in our coaching group, but also specific and narrowly, me being a parent and thinking about my son who is an athlete and who is also academic, et cetera, I'm very pragmatic. What should we be doing? What do we pay attention to? Why or why not? What is he going to see in high school? I appreciate that you were very clear on everyone wants to go straight to how can I make money on my name, image, and likeness? And you go, who are you? Why would anybody care? So you need to be academic and athletic and someone that other kids can go, ooh, I can relate to you. A brand would like. So we've been talking about that, and I am the conservative, reserved, risk-averse accountant. So I will say Coach CC has been pushing us, go ahead, it's okay, let's do it in control, because our son wasn't even on Facebook until I think he was 11 or 12 when we finally put his face on something. We might post something and we block everything, but we wouldn't let him have anything.
I was like, oh boy.
She's like, okay. Cecily Welch, y'all got to move into this century, please.
I was like, oh boy.
we've been getting pulled, kicking and screaming.
But you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere, and you guys that's the number one thing is to start. We're just in an age of social media.
It's so different.
Brands are, you remember even during COVID, a lot of brands switched to their marketing dollars to be social media because everyone's on their phone. Not everyone's in the TV or even have cable to watch commercials. Everyone's on their phone. And so if you think about branding yourself and you think about getting deals or working with businesses, the number one place they're going to find you is on social media.
And so this hurdle that you are pulling us over is probably different than your day-to-day when you're talking to high schoolers. I assume that they're not as bad as we are. You're more pulling them in instead of pushing them out. Is that accurate? Well, walk me through.
Well, okay, let me just tell you. A lot of student athletes and students, the people I've been working with, they don't have much of anything to brag about or to brand about. Your son, it has that all down pat. He's with all of these languages he's speaking, all of these sports that he's playing that he's actually good at. So he has the brand, but he lacks a social media presence, right? The students I've been working with, they stay on social media, but they don't have the brand.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? So that's mostly what I've been seeing.
I see.
Working with a lot of student athletes, and I'm like, I get to their pages and I'm like, these are just selfies. I don't know who you are by looking at your page. So when you're creating a personal brand, my first part is to start to let people know what are the brands looking for. So when they go on people's pages or they see them, you're not just going to get signed because of your skill. Like, they people's like, oh, I'm good. Okay, you can be great, but they want to see, okay, well, how does your goals and your values match with our goals and our values? Does your mission matches with our mission? They want to see, how well can you create an ad? How well can you open a box? What kind of influence do you have? Because you think, if a brand's like, if I'm going to give you this deal and I'm going to give you this money, I need to know how much of the audience engaged. Who am I reaching? I want to give you all of this money and you reach 500. It's a business. It's go both ways.
Yeah. I like you and everything. However, I'm paying you for a service.
Right.
I see.
Yeah. And it's some. I know some athletes that have great relationship with businesses and they have deals and things, and they're on the bench. They're on the bench. That's because there's something they believe in. Some of them, like one of them, they're like they love like the planet. They care about keeping the planet clean.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's a vegan. A vegan. There's a you can just think of something like somebody like video games. You see what I'm saying? So it's just something that they've gotten an influence with on social media, but something that you stand for, because something you stand for, that's like, okay, we're going to do a campaign that's for going green. You know what I'm saying?
And that person
so now
would be a good fit.
and it could be a great marketing campaign for them.
Interesting.
And so you don't have to be that great, but they want to see that, okay, when we do this deal with you, how many people can you actually reach, and that can see our brand. And so that's how it
works. Well, how do you balance getting them to understand that they have to have a brandable package, and also paying attention to the money part of it and teaching them the money part? That's a lot to bring to the table.
That is a lot, and that's why I like working with families, not the student athlete. I need for all of us to get together, because that's a lot for the student athlete. I got to worry about branding. I got to worry about making sure my money's good. I got to work sure that people I'm working with not scamming me. I still got to play my sports, and I'm still in school, and I still got a girlfriend. I still got a boyfriend. I still have friends I need to hang out with.
That's a lot. And you have a life. I want you to have a life. Yeah.
Okay. And that's why I'm like, no, where are your parents? Like my please hook me up with your parents so we can talk, because this is a family thing. I don't care if it could be your a family member. It doesn't have to be your parents. It could be a family member. Let me talk to your coach. Let me talk any student athlete advocate that's advocating for a student athlete. I want to bring us all in together, and let's, as a team, work this out, because that's a lot to deal with for a student athlete. So once you do that, and now I even got like who's in charge of what, like, because somebody may be better at the money than this person. So I got a little thing now, like, okay, you're in charge of this, and there's little contracts and stuff that they sign now. I've gotten that now. And so I also tell them, what you want to do is, for marketing, I want you to go to the marketing department at your school, or for like if it's in middle school or high school, go to somebody in your book, or find somebody who that's their goal and their passion is to do social media marketing. So now they can build their social media marketing platform portfolio with you, and they don't mind for working for free, because they're building their portfolio, and they're doing your social media, and they're doing your editing, and you're holding the AI thing. You may find somebody that's in AI. Hey, maybe we'll make some AI videos for me. So now they're working on their portfolio, building AI, and they're helping the student athlete at the same time, and it's all for free because it's a mutual deal they have going on. So you have somebody in the marketing department covering that part. See what I'm saying? So now you got your social media. With the money part, I teach in the business department. So you may have somebody, I'll tell them to go to DECA or FBLA, find a student.
Say those again.
Oh, okay, so I'm slow down. So in the business department, any business or marketing department, they're going to have a student organization. It may be FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America.
Okay.
And you're also going to have DECA. It's some long, drawn-out thing that I don't even know.
But what do they do?
I'm the sponsor for DECA. So it's a student organization that this is what they're into. They're into marketing, DECA. They may be into finance. They may be into businesses. So you have these people that want to be in business, management, finance, marketing, that they need a project to work on. So maybe now they come in.
Okay. I need analogies. So
this
just clicked
I'm going to get you there.
You're there. You're there.
Yeah. Okay, you get it?
So because I'm thinking, I went to University of Wisconsin for grad school. And one of our projects, I did 2 different small business courses. And in both of them, we had projects that we had to go find a business in Madison, Wisconsin, and volunteer our time. Like, hey, can we help you with your branding? Can we help you with scaling? So it's the same thing, but it's other students. I got it.
So other students.
We're good.
You have computer science.
Yeah.
Go to computer science. Somebody's in computer science. Go talk to them, because they may could code and do your website for you. See where I'm going with that?
Mm-hmm.
They having new classes now. They're coming up. There's a business finance class now. It's it's an AP advanced class.
Mm-hmm.
Find one of those students and say, hey.
Wait a minute.
It's a lot, man.
Wait, Coach CC.
You can get your whole business people from students.
This is high school.
Yes.
Okay. I needed that. Like, this is high school.
Yeah, high school. We have those classes now.
This is high school.
Where you put me at?
I keep thinking college. Don't listen.
Okay.
Listen, I'm 100% positive, and I know that you are not college, that you are high school. But for me, remembering that high schools are doing this. And to me, in my mind, my limitation, I'm in the wrong generation. My limitation is I'm putting those types of classes as college classes. So I'm dragging them in like, oh crap, we're talking about high school.
But a lot of people do that though. Like even when I tell them, it's like, well, what do you teach? And I say, I teach business marketing classes. They assume I'm a professor at a college.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So depends on where you are. It depends on where you are. But high school, a lot of the high school courses are the beginning courses for college. So you can find them in high school, and you can also find them in college. Because I serve both. I serve both communities.
Well, I mean, your day job is the high school. I recognize you're a client for the Prosperity League ranges everybody.
Correct.
And includes college.
Correct.
And just your day job of you're a high school.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. I got you.
But okay. Oh
but
my gosh.
Isn't that amazing that we're having those courses for students in high school?
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they sign up. These are electives. So this is in career tech electives. It depends on what they sign up for, but you make it that we have accounting classes 1 and 2 in high school level as well.
I love it. Hey, as someone in the industry who we are always saying we don't have enough capacity, what do we need to do? We are in the beautiful recording studios of
and it is beautiful here too, by the way, y'all. It is so nice in here. This is nice.
One of the things that we are perpetually discussing at the board level, at the national level, is how can we push this knowledge down? How can we?
I just thought of something.
I'm listening.
The CPA, so the CPAs, y'all can do things where y'all can come into the high schools and do some things with them as well. I had the young I'm in Alabama. I had the young CPAs of Alabama. I had guest speakers come in. Woo-hoo. Y'all got some resources.
Get on the board. CPAs. Yeah. I was on the board. I've rolled off, but we have a program called Young Professionals. Yeah. And we actually bring them into the office all day long, doing work, doing experiments. You end up with a scholarship. I've been on panels, so we do it from both sides. We bring them in and we push out.
So y'all bring them in and what y'all do? Like, how long are they there for? It's like a field trip?
No, it's the whole day. Like
we're looking on the high school level. Let me tell you, on the high school level, we are looking for field trips to do because the kids get industry hours and stuff too. We are looking for field trips to go inside of businesses to see, for the students to learn. This is what it looks like. This is what they do on a day basis.
So people who are listening, you can't see me in the camera where I'm doing the evil laugh.
I'll show y'all what she's doing.
I think I'll figure out how to make this work. It is absolutely critical that we do this. We as an organization have been pushing through different legislative solutions that are also including how do we get additional credit hours? How do we make sure this is part of STEM? How do we do this? Because it is, our industry is such that it's kind of a black box.
Okay.
People who are familiar with the industry are familiar because they have a father, mother, uncle, somebody who's a CPA or an accountant, and that's how they learn about it. Other people who don't have somebody like that in their sphere, you find out about it midway through college.
Yeah.
That's a little late.
That's a little late.
That's a little late. And we've got to do a better job of going, hey, and the most fun thing I think about this profession is I don't care what your interest is. They have an accountant. You love sports. Who do you think doing their books? You love entertainment. Who you think is doing their books?
Wow.
Everybody has to have somebody doing their books. I'm a movie buff. That entertains me. I thoroughly enjoy watching the Oscars when I think it's Ernst & Young now. We do their books.
Yeah.
You generally don't think of that because part of our licensing agreement is we can't say who we do work for. Like they have special permission to be able to say that we do the Oscars.
Right.
But anyone you think of, somebody is doing their books. We legally can't tell you we are, but somebody.
Doing their books. I'm laughing because on the high school level, when I say, hey, can you take this to the bookkeeper? And they take it to the library. So you say doing their books, that's like, Oh,
Nobody knows
yeah,
what
they're not going to know that. So, but just thinking, there's an accountant at every school. You have an accountant at school.
At
So,
every school.
so
The
but it's
school
just more
system,
visible,
the government,
man.
everything.
Yeah, be more visible, because you got a lot of these people that are in math. They're like, I love math, but I don't know what to do with it. And it's like, okay, you can be an accountant. And they just think like, oh, accountant, that's boring. And they don't even know it's boring because they've never seen what they do on a job.
And we're the butt of every joke. I admit that. I know that.
But the thing is, they don't even know what they do, though. No. Like, how can you say you don't want to do something, you don't even know what they do?
Know what they do. And we solve puzzles is what we do. We solve puzzles. You've heard me before, because we've talked about part of why I am looking at and becoming more of an author. I have had one book. I have two, but I'm working on another one, is because we as accountants really are helping people with their stories in their lives. People just think of us as the numbers. It's the person who's trying to figure out, oh, we're about to retire. Should I pay off my house or not? It's not the calculations.
Right.
It's money personality. What do you think? It's, can you sleep at night if you're not working and your house isn't paid off? Some people, heck no, I need my house to be paid off. Other people are, well, if my mortgage is 3% and I can make 10% in the market, I'm going to keep my mortgage and I'm going to do. Absolutely. But first, does that work? Some people, you can show them this is the best calculation in the world. Like, look, I can't sleep. I'm paying off. I'm like, pay off your house then.
Cecily, we just went full circle with this conversation. And thank you for mentioning that, because an accountant or someone dealing with your money it's not just about the numbers. It's like y'all are helping people that stressed out about money, or like, I don't know, but baby, give me that stress. They ain't not give me those numbers. Give me your stress and let you sleep at night. Go have fun with your kids and let the professionals do what they do.
Let them do what they do.
Matter of fact, let me save money. Oh, I got to pay. I have to tell my students this, because on the NIL, I say, this is your team. And I say that a CPA or a tax strategist is part of your team. And they think about paying them. Oh, I got to pay them. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, they can help you save or make you more money than it costs to get them. An investment.
They are an investment.
They're an investment, and it just takes off the things that you don't know, and it takes off the stress and the time. So you spending all this time trying to figure it out. They can walk you through it. Let them people do what they're best at.
Let them do their job. You
do what you're best at, and let them, and hire an accountant to do what they're best at, and you go get some sleep at night, go play with your kids, go play ball, hire you an accountant.
And if nothing else, like, even if they aren't solving your problem, you will know if you have the right problem or the wrong problem.
Ooh,
so many times
good.
when I'm talking to people,
they're
so stressed because they're like, I got to be doing something wrong. And frankly, the upper middle class section of people, most of the time I'm just going, you're not doing anything wrong. You happen to be in a sucky part of your life where you're earning too much to have any tax benefit, and you're not doing anything wrong. It just sucks.
See?
And then they're like, okay, they at least feel like they're still stressed, because you're still having a hard time making ends meet, but you don't think it's because you're doing something wrong.
See, and that's the psychology of it as well. I'm not doing anything wrong. Because people think, oh, I'm just so bad with money. You're not bad with money. You just need a system.
You just need a system.
You need a system. You need somebody that can help and walk you through it. Like, for example, like, you know how people, and there's, a lot of accountants, like you said, get the right account though. And I have questions that I tell my students, these are the questions I want you to, when you shop for your account, ask them these questions, and here are the answers you should be looking for. And that's how you know how to choose the right one. So, but my thing is, like, if you give them this general announcement, this general knowledge, right? So paying off debt, they be like, okay, you can use the snowball method or the avalanche method. Which one you want to use? It is not that simple.
It's not that simple.
It's just some psychology come by that. Like, are you going to feel better paying off this little bit? Paying off this one bill, do you feel better this way, or do you feel better tax? It's the mindset comes from you deciding which one that you want to do.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Coach CC, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. So I'm going to have to ask you.
It's not time.
It's time.
It's not time.
I'm bringing you back with that.
Okay.
Like, I said, follow my notes.
Yeah,
so
let's do it. Let's do that.
In the closing, Coach CC, we've just come full circle, exactly like you said. Most of the time, math is rarely the problem. It's our mental accounting around the math that causes it. And so student athletes navigating the name, image, and likeness, navigating when they get the money or knowing it's coming and doing that beforehand. You've really opened up quite a bit. Thank you so much for being on the Tax Translator podcast and explaining this. I want you to give me your commercial. Where do we find you?
Oh, cut that. Or keep it, whatever you decide to do.
Tell us where to find you.
Okay, y'all can find me at readyforthemoney.com.
Readyforthemoney.com.
Readyforthemoney.com. If you're looking for, understanding this financial thing, if you're trying to get around a community, if you want to pre-order my book, NIL Money, if you are just confused about what to do with your money, if you want to get community around you, if you don't know the right questions to ask, you're like, I'm making all this money, I don't want to mess this up. Student athletes, families, student athletes, advocates of student athletes and their advocates. Readyforthemoney.com, and you will find out how to get in the community, and I have free tools for you to kind of to get through. Also podcast, NIL Money podcast as well. Get the knowledge before you get the money. Okay, get the knowledge before you get the money, and when you're ready for the money, go to readyforthemoney.com.
I love it. Thank you for bringing this conversation to the Tax Translator. It's been a pleasure. And listen, listeners, be sure to like and subscribe the Tax Translator podcast. You will find us on all the apps. You will find us on the Georgia Society of CPAs YouTube channel, because some of us CPAs have to have continuing education credits. You will also find the Tax Translator podcast on Cecily Welch, the Accountant You Can Understand YouTube channel. So please like and subscribe in both places. And as a matter of fact, if you really are interested in continuing to get more plain English understanding of how do I not keep being so stressed about tax time, how do I actually talk to my accountant to get what I'm paying for and to get what I need, check out theaccountantyoucanunderstand.com. You'll find a free webinar as well as a free download of the checklist about here's what I kind of should be asking. I wish someone had told me this before. So when your CPA is talking in circles and you're trying to get a straight line, theaccountantyoucanunderstand.com. Thank you for listening. I appreciate my listeners, and I hope that you've gotten something from the Tax Translator. Listen, subscribe, and like. Thank you, Coach CC.
That was awesome.